Jeff Teague casts doubt on Caitlin Clark's matchup with Bronny James. Bronny James has faced scrutiny in the early stages of his NBA career, leading to comparisons with WNBA sensation Caitlin Clark. A hypothetical showdown between the two has led to debates, with some arguing that LeBron James' son may struggle against the formidable all-time NCAA Division I scoring leader. Others contend that Clark would have no trouble outpacing the No. 55 pick in the 2024 NBA Draft. Not one to shy away from controversy, Jeff Teague, who celebrated an NBA championship with the Milwaukee Bucks in 2021, chimed in about the ongoing comparisons. Caitlin Clark wouldn't even register a point against Bronny James, mate. Seriously, he'd wipe the floor with her 20-0. And let me tell you, Bryce James would do the same. He possesses a superior skill set. She's a girl, mate. Bronny is just physically dominating. Standing at 6 foot 1.5 and boasting a vertical leap of 40.5 inches, per the NBA Draft Combine, Bronny James presents a physical challenge that could overwhelm the 6-foot Caitlin Clark. Notably, Clark is more reliant on skill than sheer physicality, which could spell trouble against someone like Bronny. However, fantasy matchups often yield subjective opinions, yet Teague shows no signs of wavering in his assertion. Teague's confidence extended beyond Clark, as he expressed his thoughts on the differences between male and female basketball players, using WNBA star A'ja Wilson as an example. "I don't believe any WNBA player could hold their own against an NBA player, not a chance. A'ja Wilson couldn't best anyone in the NBA. Not a top-tier player, and definitely not someone warming the bench. She wouldn't even be able to compete with players in the G League or college," he stated decisively. Previously, Teague had downplayed Caitlin Clark's achievements, likening her to Jimmer Fredette. Despite Clark breaking into the WNBA with flair, Teague seemed unimpressed. On the Club 520 podcast, he commented, "The initial buzz from her college career carried over into her rookie year, but has already faded a bit. To maintain that momentum, a rivalry was spun up between her and Angel Reese, and Angel kept it alive by throwing shade." Teague further mused, "Caitlin was merely a product of circumstance, an anomaly at the right moment, much like Jimmer Fredette. But now she's in the WNBA, and it appears to be working out for her." He anticipated that similar hype would surround Paige Bueckers when she joins the WNBA draft in 2025, claiming that she has more talent than Clark. While Jimmer Fredette's impact on college basketball and the NBA can be debated, only time will reveal whether Bueckers will eclipse Clark's significant influence in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark named AP Female Athlete of the Year in historic triumph. Caitlin Clark, the Iowa sensation, has been awarded the AP Female Athlete of the Year, a title that encapsulates her monumental impact on women's basketball over the past year. From her electrifying performances that took Iowa to the national championship game to her instant stardom in the WNBA, Clark's journey has captivated sports fans across the country. After an exhilarating college season, where she not only became the top pick in the WNBA draft, but also claimed the Rookie of the Year title, Clark's influence reached far and wide. She drew sellout crowds to arenas and attracted millions of viewers on television, showcasing her unparalleled talent and charisma. Her success has shone a spotlight on women's athletics, inspiring a new generation of athletes. The prestigious recognition, voted on by a panel of 74 sports journalists from the Associated Press, saw Clark lead with 35 votes. Gymnast Simone Biles followed closely with 25 votes, while boxer Imane Khelif secured third place with just 4 votes. Clark's achievement is historic. She becomes only the 4th woman in the sport of basketball to receive this accolade since its inception in 1931. She joins the ranks of legends like Cheryl Swoops, Rebecca Lobo, and Candace Parker. In a heartfelt interview, Clark expressed her gratitude, stating, "I grew up a fan of Candace Parker and the people who came before me, and to be honored in this way is super special, and I'm thankful. It was a great year for women's basketball and women's sports." Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani claimed the title of AP Male Athlete of the Year for the third consecutive year, highlighting the balance of exceptional talent across gender lines in the sporting world. Clark, who set the NCAA Division I career scoring record with an impressive 3,951 points, led her team to consecutive national championship games. Despite falling short against South Carolina, she received recognition from Gamecocks head coach Dawn Staley, who publicly thanked her for elevating the sport. Despite the accolades, Clark often finds herself at the center of online debates and toxicity directed towards her and fellow athletes. Nevertheless, she has remained unfazed, distancing herself from negative discourse and focusing on the positive aspects of her journey. Former player Rebecca Lobo praised Clark for her ability to navigate such pressures gracefully, remarking on her commendable composure in the face of scrutiny. In reflecting on her whirlwind year, Clark has grown to appreciate the people who supported her throughout this incredible journey. I'm thankful for the people I got to do it with. A year ago, I was still in the early part of my senior year in college. How fast things change, and now I can see how great a college season it was, she stated, cherishing the memories created along the way. Clark's influence extends beyond the court. She consistently sells out games, drawing fans from all over. Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton remarked on her astronomical popularity, noting, "It's really cool to see, and she just handles it with such grace. She's one of the most popular athletes in the world. It's not just women's sports anymore." Connecting with fans is a priority for Clark. She revels in signing autographs and appreciates the energy of her supporters. "For me, it's still really fun. Whether it's 15 seconds or 10 seconds or 5 seconds, it can be very impactful in a young girl and boy's life. I never take that for granted. That's super cool, and I never want that to go away," she said. Clark faced initial challenges in her WNBA career, but soon found her rhythm, raking records with 19 assists in a single game and setting a new season assist mark with a total of 337. Known for her long-range shooting, she reached the milestone of 100 three-pointers fastest in league history, leading her team, the Indiana Fever, to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Rebecca Lobo, who also experienced a remarkable transition from player to analyst, views Clark's rise in a different light. She's brought unprecedented attention both in the building and to viewership in the sport that was worthy of it but didn't have it yet. Lobo noted, emphasizing that Clark's impact is revolutionizing women's basketball in ways previously unseen. The statistics surrounding Clark's appearances are staggering. TV ratings for WNBA games increased by 300%, and the NCAA Women's Championship game outperformed the men's for the first time in history, drawing 18.9 million viewers. Clark emphasized that the rise in popularity isn't solely her doing, highlighting the collective effort of women athletes to elevate the sport. "It's fascinating. You don't always appreciate how many people 18 million is. It's just incredible how far we've come. We outdrew the men's Final Four," she said, encapsulating the momentous shift in women's sports today.